Today I'm going to show you what a dealer pays for this F-250. Usually you would hit it pretty hard during tax time, right?
Yeah.
And you saw nothing this year?
Yeah, last couple of years have gone downhill, it seems like.
Sometime, let's go.
How does this happen? It only got swiped up at this top point. All right, I'm perplexed at this point. You're not going to hear stuff like this. Hear that knocking? Hear that rattling? So I want to show you something that's really, really bad for the car market. Today, I'll show you what a dealer pays for this Silverado. The auction price is higher right now.
Higher.
Yeah, for sure. Here's a Prius. We often get questions about Prius, so every time I see one, I try to check it out. But this one's a 2010. Just real quick, this is the run number. This is the year. These are the miles. This one's got 94,000 miles on it. Overall, the body looks really good. All right, I think this side's got hubcaps. Yeah, it's over the alloy rims. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So they actually clipped. No, that's fine. That's the way it's. Is it? No, that doesn't make sense. Why would they have this rim and then they have that same rim up there, but then they put a hubcap over it? That doesn't make any sense. They did it here too. Like this is not the way this is supposed to be, I don't think. Yeah, I don't get that. All right, overall outside though looks pretty good. All right, trying to start at 3,500. Drop it all the way down to 3,000. No bid still. Inside looks all right. Little wear right there. Yeah, overall inside looks pretty good, but we'll check it. We'll check it and see what's going to bring. All right, we got bids coming in now. Bids coming in. Up to 32, 33, 34. Up to 3,900. 4,000. All right, it's rolling out. We're still bidding on it. We're up to $5,000. So lane's empty. That means there are previous cars being bid on, which is that Prius. And we're up to $5,600.
57, last call, $5,600.
It brought $5,600. The seller's right here in the lane. Put it on a phone call. Put it on a phone call. All right, so I love that the weather is getting warmer, but this is what I hate about spring in North Carolina. See all that? That is big, chunky pollen. And it's absolutely ridiculous because I have pretty bad allergies. So when I go down here to touch these handles to open the car doors and I end up rubbing my nose, it just expands upon the problem. And the thing about it is, it should be against the law for pollen to happen. What it is it's basically plants just having sex in the air. So you know what? If people were just doing that out in the open, they would be arrested. So these plants should not be able to do this pollination thing out in public. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It needs to stop. And I guess I need to send an email, maybe to God. I don't know. His inbox is probably full. So maybe a congressman. They're not going to get anything done. They never do anything. This is out of control. That's what it is. It's out of control. All right, we'll check this one out. This is Super Duty. Yeah, it's a 2021. Yeah, that's right. 2021, and it's got 204,000 miles. This thing has been used to work. So I can tell you, here we go. We're going to relate this back to the EV market. Cybertruck, right? Everybody's going crazy about Cybertruck. Its range is what, 350, 400 miles, and under load, it's going to be under that. I can tell you, dude who drove this thing and worked in this thing over the last 2 years and put 204,000 miles, he's got to drive more than 400 miles a day when he's working. You can tell that by how many miles he's put on that thing. Cybertruck's not going to work for him. It's not going to work for him. And so that's not the answer for everyone. If you want to get into mainstream working individuals' hands for these electric vehicles, for the electric trucks, I can tell you, definitely not the Lightning. It's not going to work for this dude. But if you want to get these trucks and you want to sell them mass scale in the EV market, you got to make that EV work for this guy right here. If you can't get that to happen, if you can't get those mileage and you can't get the infrastructure to happen where they can easily charge and do it very quickly, dude's not buying one. He's gonna stay with his F250. All right, back to it. So F250, let's see here. It's got 204,000 miles. It's a Lariat. The outside body looks great. I mean, they drove the crap out of it, but still only 2 years old. So the outside body should look good, even though it's been worked in. Somebody took care of this thing. It's in good shape.
All
right, this truck has 209,000 miles on it.
39, 38.
Trying to start at $40,000. No bids. Dropped it down to $38,000. Still no bids. I like the inside. Whew. This is nice. This is a nice truck. Usually I don't have a lot of good things to say about Ford, but I love the inside design of these Fords. And that's why I bought the one that I had. It just turns out the quality of it was not very good, and the motor pooped out on me. So anyway, yeah, all this is super nice. I'm interested to see what this goes for and if it even sells. It's got the camper shell on the back of it. Ooh, I like this design too. This is a nice truck. So we're gonna check this out, see what it brings. Down to 37 now. He's asking what somebody will pay for it. Dropped it all the way down to $30,000. We got a bid coming in now. Just one bid at $30,000. All right, it's rolling out. We're still gonna bid on it. Still just one bid at $30,000. Got $30,000. They're gonna put on a phone call. $30,000. Put it on a phone call. All right, so how was tax time for you?
I didn't see any tax.
Didn't see any tax time. We're seeing that a lot with a lot of dealers that, I guess, what kind of range do you sell in?
Probably between about 7,000 to 15.
Really interesting. Yeah. Usually you would hit it pretty hard during tax time, right?
Yeah.
And you saw nothing this year?
Yeah, last couple of years have gone downhill, it seems like.
Wow. Interesting. Well, thanks for letting me ask you. So I want to show you a reason why it's better for a car dealer to buy cars in lane and to actually go and see and touch and hear the cars. Because if you're just bidding online and you're clicking a button, you're not going to hear stuff like this. And you know what else you're not going to hear? Hear that knocking, hear that rattling? You don't hear stuff like that when it's going through the lanes when you're bidding online. And that's why if you're a car dealer out there, you're watching my videos, go touch the car. Don't be one of these dealers that have no clue what they're buying when they're buying online, because then you're going to get stuck with it. Don't do that. Be a good, smart car dealer and buy your customer a good product by putting your hands on it, by checking it out before you make the purchase. Don't lose money by not looking at the vehicles. Well, they just lowered it, so at least we know the top does maybe work. He's laughing. All right, we'll check this one right here. It's a Land Rover. It's a 2016. It's got 96,000 miles. Outside body on it looks pretty good. Actually, looks great. Oh, I don't see any dings, any dents, any bad paint spots. And usually Land Rovers, they're going to be taken care of better than your average vehicle, just because the person who typically is going to buy a Range Rover, they're going to have the means to be able to keep them up a little bit better. Now, when you're getting to older models of the Land Rovers, then they're usually a nightmare, because the maintenance, you have to be meticulous with the maintenance on these things. And as they get older and as you change hands with owners, then they're not going to take care of them as much, and then they can really go bad very quickly if you don't get things fixed, and they're difficult to work on. So inside looks fantastic. I mean, this is a nice car. So anyway, we'll check this out and see what it brings. Well, there you go. So 2016, it's got 96,000 miles on it.
96,000 miles on it. Oh, that 148. That 148 to 16. 96,000 miles on it. 18,000.
All right, trying to start at 18,500. We got no bids so far. Dropped it all the way down to $15,000. Still no bids. Down to $14,000. Still no bids. All right, dropped it down to $10,000. I still don't think he's got any money though. All right, we got a bid coming in now. We got a bid at $10,000. It's going to roll out. They're still bidding on it. Well, they're not. One bid at $10,000. They put it on a phone call. Probably not getting done. All right, we'll check this one. It's a 2019 Kia. You know what? This is what I get for not even walking around the car before. How does this happen? Let's see. It got swiped, but it only got swiped up at this top point. What happens right there? All right, I'm perplexed at this point. So it started the swipe over here, and then when it got to this point, it was so bad that it started ripping the door off. But it didn't hit the bottom side. It started ripping the door off from the top and then pulled it down. Interesting. Well, I was going to show you this car and what a dealer's going to pay for it, but it's only half the car, and that's interesting that I walk around something like that to show you, because there's been cases where I've bought cars and I've only been standing on one side of the lane and bought them and didn't even walk around the car because I just thought, oh, this is going for a ridiculously good deal. There's no way I can lose, and then get out to it. And that's what I see. I see that Kia. I see the other side of the Kia. And that's happened before. I bought like half of a Tahoe. The whole other side of it's like even missing a door, I think, on one side. Just dumb mistakes. Yeah, and I can do it. I'm definitely guilty of it. And that's how you do it. You just you start walking around on one side of the car when you're in the lane bidding, and you don't look at the full picture. All right, so what is your temperature of the market right now? What have you seen through tax time?
Very stagnant, either hit or miss. Sold a couple. We can't really replace what we got. But
so this year versus the last couple years?
Last year was a little more busy.
Yeah, so
sure.
Just hearing that from a lot of dealers right now. So you have a much higher range than what I buy, because I've seen this kind of stuff you buy.
Right.
Is it harder for you to get people in loans?
Our lot is mainly cash.
Okay.
But it's hard to replace the cars that we buy.
So you can sell stuff, it's just
replacing it is the hard part.
Okay, yeah, that's what we're finding right now. So prices still elevated. You see the auction prices higher right now?
Higher.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, good. Appreciate it.
No problem, boss.
All right, we'll check this one out. We got a Camaro. It's a 2011. It's got 65,000 miles on it. Look at the white. I don't think those. I think those have been painted. Can you get rims like that? I don't know. Somebody let me know. This one, we got a convertible. Now is the time for convertibles. Convertibles will bring more money right now because we're entering into a time where people will enjoy to drive a convertible. It's better to sell a convertible right now than in the winter time. But yeah, overall body looks good. I don't see any major places here. I really like those white rims, especially if they get cleaned up. I think they would look really good. All right, try to start at $8,000. All right, we already got bids actually. Inside. Seats are not torn, they're not worn. I don't see. It's a little bit of stainage right there. Not too bad though. I think all that can be cleaned. Yep. Yeah, this looks good. This should bring quite a bit of money, but we'll check it inside and see what happens. The top. Is that just pollen? There's a little bit of wearage right there, but yeah, top looks to be in halfway decent shape. It needs to be cleaned. I don't know if you can pressure wash those stains off there, but yeah, that's the only downside I think is the top. Other than that, it's probably 6 or 7 out of 10. And then if you get a new top or get that top clean, it's probably 8 or 9 out of 10. We're at $8,000, so we got one bid. Okay, we're up to $9,000 already. White rims, they look good. Got $9,000 as a phone call. Put on an if. $9,000. Sorry, rolled out. That one went quick. All right, here we go. This was here last week, and the week before, and the week before that. And I think the week before that. So this is either 3 or 4 weeks that that vehicle has run at this auction. Still no sold. Say it a lot. I don't know what these dealers are waiting for. First money, best money. They need to sell their cars. This is becoming for some of these vehicles. It's just a parking space at this point. Short-term rental of storage. Yeah. So they're not selling them. They need to sell them. Let's get them gone. So I want to show you something that's really, really bad for the car market, for the outlook of it. See, there's cars that are lined up, but check out this over here. Typically at this auction, what we'll see is that cars will be lined up all the way down to the end of this row every single week. And we're seeing spots, all these spots right here. We're seeing spots way over there, down there, empty spots. Okay, so what is supposed to be in these spots right here are car dealer trade-ins, franchise dealer trade-ins, new car dealer trade-ins. And guess what? They're empty. The reason why they're empty is because these new car dealers, they're slower now than what they had been. And that means that they're not selling cars. If they're not selling cars, they're not getting trade-ins. If they're not getting trade-ins, they're not sending anything here. And that's why you're seeing these empty spaces. It's bad news. The reason why that's bad news is because the fewer vehicles that are here, the fewer used cars that used car dealers are able to buy at this auction, the higher they're going to be. Supply and demand, right? We still have the same amount of used car dealers here at this auction that want to buy cars, but it looks like we probably have 60 to maybe 75% of the inventory that we usually see. That's bad news. That's bad news. That means prices on the used car side are going to stay higher for the foreseeable future. What used car dealers need, we need these new car dealers to sell cars. So we need their prices to come down so they can sell more cars, so they can get more trade-ins, so they can get me more cars, so the used car prices go down. There is this delicate little system in the car market where everything is connected. So we have the manufacturers. If they have prices that are too high, then the new car dealers, they can't sell cars. And if the new car dealers have their prices too high, then they're not going to get trade-ins because they're not going to move their vehicles. If they don't move their vehicles, then used cars can't get into the system because we need those trade-ins. So we need it to start at every single level, especially from the top. MSRPs have to come down. Special interest rates have to come in. The Fed is going to have to lower rates to get people to actually buy cars again. And when you have all of those things come down in prices, interest rates, people's monthly payments come down, that's when you can sell more new cars. And that's when used car prices can come down because we're going to get more inventory. Now, I know I talk about repos a lot. Repos are not the answer. This is a repo line right here. And yeah, there's more than what they usually have because repos are up. But repos cannot fill this gap of trade-ins. There's so many trade-ins that we're lacking right now because new car dealers are not selling their cars. It's really, really tough to be a used car dealer right now because there are a lot of used car dealers in the system and very few cars, very few quality cars to choose from. That means prices go through the roof. If you want to buy cars, then you have to pay up for them. All right, so we'll check this lifted custom grill Silverado right here. It's a 2010. It's got 185,000 miles. Big wheels, big rims. It doesn't look like there's too much rust on it. Let's see. Let's look back here. Yeah, I don't really see. Let's look under. I don't know. You can see a little bit better than me right there. I don't see rust from over here, but I'm not crawling under it. So you now have more information about this truck than I do. A little rough, been banged up, but something that looks like this, I think you would expect it. All right, they did get this one started. It looks like it's staying running too. They're at 3,800. All right, so this one, let's see it. Crank it up. Oh, it's not even cranking. It just cranked a second ago.
Crank sometimes?
Yeah. Push it up in park. Yeah, make sure it's. There you go. All right, I bet it's the park sensor. Yeah, you hear it cranked right now. Oh, and it just cuts off. There we go. All right, so we got a problem. Up to 4,100. It's rolling out. We're at a 4,200. Up to 4,500. 47. Still bidding on that big truck out there. At a $4,700. 48. Up to $5,000. All right, we still got bids rolling in. $5,300. Oh, 56. Up to 57. Up to 58. Up to 6,100. Actually, 6,000. 6,000. They sold it. 6,000. And we got this Cadillac here that we checked out last week, and we saw it run through the auction, and it no sold. I don't even think it got a bid, but we see stuff like that, newer stuff, and I think they wanted like $45,000 for it, something crazy. It might have even been higher than that, but dealers don't have the appetite for things like that right now because it's so difficult for these consumers to get loans. And what we're seeing is that consumers are gravitating to the lower end of the market, and they're not spending that kind of money on these Cadillacs. We're seeing these luxury brands really take it on the chin because consumers can't afford that stuff anymore. And we're gonna continue seeing that. So you're gonna see these BMWs, these Lexus, well, probably not Lexus just because they don't have enough inventory, but You'll see BMW, Mercedes. You'll see a lot of these higher end brands, and we're seeing that a brand like Jeep, who's trying to rebrand themselves as a more luxury brand. They're having the high price with the Grand Wagoneers. Their Grand Cherokees are at the top range of the market. We're seeing them suffer a lot because we know that they are high margin products for these manufacturers, but we're seeing the top end of the market that's just drying up because these consumers that they had a few years ago, people that could get loans, that had the down payments, that had the ability to be able to get loans on these more expensive vehicles, all that's dried up. So they're not selling that kind of stuff, and that's why we're seeing the top end of the market take a really big hit right now. And we're going to continue to see that as inflation stays where it's at, as interest rates stay where they are, and as monthly payments stay as high as they are. All right, we can check this one out. It's a 2012 CRV. It's got 82,000 miles on it. Outside, I mean, you see the fogginess on here. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. Actually, it's far from perfect. You got a bunch of little things here and there. It is all-wheel drive, so that should make it bring a little more money. But overall, outside looks just okay. That's all it is. All right, inside, a little bit dirty, a lot dirty, dog hair, a used popsicle. What am I saying? Lollipop, sucker, that's the word I'm trying to find. There you go, used sucker stick. Anyway, overall not great, but we'll check it and see what it brings on the inside. All right, the CRV is rolling out, but guess what? I missed it. I was looking at a Silverado, and sorry if you're wanting to see that one. You know what? I'll have to go inside and check price on it. All right, I just walked inside and checked on the price for that CRV, and it brought $8,800, and it sold. So this is worrisome. So the 7, 8, 9 cars, whatever, that I checked for you guys to go through this auction, I think only one of them actually sold in lane. The rest of them were put on a phone call, and what that means is just that they didn't bring enough money in lane and for what the seller wanted for them, so they're going to try to get the deal done after. But the problem was, most of them were so far apart of what they tried to initially start off at the bidding that I don't think a lot of them are going to get done. I would guess that less than 50% of these cars are going to actually get sold, and we're going to see them again next week. Be interesting thing to check on with the market, because right now, no sales, if bids, phone calls, they should not be happening. We're coming out of tax time. Dealers should be loading up inventory, and they're not. And we've talked to a few dealers today, and tax time's not good. It's not good. If you've been watching our channel, then you know that tax time was great for us, and it might have given myself a skewed perception of what the market should look like right now. And I'm not right, because what I'm experiencing at my lot is completely opposite of what I'm hearing from these other dealers today. It's worrisome. I mean, it's good for the consumer if you can wait longer, wait for these dealers to get hurt. But these dealers, they have no appetite to be able to buy these cars, and these franchise dealers, they're not letting go of stuff. So they're still staying stubborn, because they're thinking that us used car dealers, we're going to be able to pay up for these cars eventually, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This is the highest they're going to be all year round. So franchise managers, you wholesale managers, you need to get rid of these cars. It's about to get bad. It's going to get bad. That's what I think. I could be wrong, because I was wrong before. So, but this is what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing that right now, cars should be selling, and there shouldn't be if bids, and there shouldn't be no sales. And there are. Dealers can't buy right now. It's not good. And then when you have all of those things in, probably some kind of sensor. No, let's go back. We have this delicate little, what am I trying to say? All right, standing out here, checking the mic. We're gonna pull it off. Check. I'm gonna move around a little bit. Check. I think we're okay.